This 17 News at Noon podcast is brought to you by Clinica Sierra Vista.
Welcome back to the 17 News at Noon podcast, where we share your news on your schedule.
Coronavirus concerns continue as the Omicron variant sweeps across the country. What a local doctor says about what we should expect following the holidays in Kern County and what we can do to save lives. More resources are coming to help our local homeless population. The new additions that have been approved for the Brundage Ln Navigation Center. First responders are working to clear a major crash this morning after a train hit a car in Wasco. Take a look at this video sent to us from a 17 News viewer. You can see the smashed car. Sheriff's officials say the crash happened near 6th and G Streets in Wasco. It is still unclear if anyone was inside the car at the time of the crash. We're still working to gather more information about what happened, and we'll give you an update tonight on 17 News at 5. In your 17 Court Watch, a woman accused of killing her newborn child 6 years ago is convicted by a Kern County grand jury. This morning, the jury found Elvira Farias guilty of first-degree murder in the death of her son. During the trial, prosecutors said she cruelly and viciously beat her newborn son to death before leaving his body in a bush. The incident happened in Shafter. Farias's defense says there is no direct evidence Farias, who was homeless at the time, inflicted the deadly wounds. Now the same jury must decide whether she was sane at the time of the baby's death. If found sane, she'll receive life in prison. If not, she'll be sent to a state hospital for treatment. A multi-million-dollar expansion to help Bakersfield's homeless population is coming soon. The City Council approved just more than $6 million last night for the Brundage Ln Navigation Center. The 150-bed emergency shelter opened in October last year. The new funding will allow for the construction of 2 new dorms for men. There are also plans to add more pet kennels, increasing the capacity from 15 to 50 pets allowed at the shelter. Also on the list, construction of a new recuperative care dorm for those released from the hospital but not well enough to go into the general shelter. There are also plans to triple the dining area space and add an outdoor recreation area, among other things. The city plans to use state and federal funding for the expansion project. Now to the pandemic and the troubling view of the future, with Omicron cases expected to explode. New data just released from the CDC shows an alarming spike in cases and deaths could be on the way very soon. NBC's Miguel Almaguer has details.
As medical centers already face a crushing wave of Delta patients, new predictions for Omicron are ominous. By the end of Christmas week, the CDC now predicts the variants will fuel a massive spike in new infections, up to a 55% increase, 1.3 million cases in just 7 days. But the grimmest prediction, the death toll could shoot up 71%. The CDC says well over 15,000 lives could be lost in a single week. In Philadelphia, the health commissioner making this holiday plea.
Please do not get together with other households for Christmas, or if you do, keep those gatherings small.
This morning, our future looking more like our past as lines for COVID testing grow and mass vaccination sites like this one at Fenway Park are set to reopen. Closures are once again rippling across the nation. More schools are turning to remote learning. Apple stores in 3 cities now shuttered because of a rise in infections. With more employers considering booster mandates, experts say Omicron cases could double every 2 days here in the U.S. Even though existing vaccines may offer less protection than they did against earlier strains, they still appear to fend off serious illness.
If we didn't have these tools, I would be telling you to really, really be worried. But we have tools. So get vaccinated, get boosted.
But with tens of millions still unvaccinated and many past due for boosters, the most dangerous surge is still likely weeks away. This morning, a somber reality as our country faces the prospect of another dark winter ahead.
NBC's Miguel Almaguer reporting. Now to the latest on the pandemic here in Kern County. And Public Health reported 126 new cases today and 8 more deaths. That brings our death toll from COVID-19 in Kern County to 1,888 lives lost. And tens of thousands of infections have been confirmed since the COVID-19 vaccines became widely available to people in our area. State data shows 127 people are in the hospital with more severe symptoms of the virus. 36 more are fighting for their lives in the ICU. And while cases of coronavirus are declining here in Kern County, there is still a concern about what could happen following the holidays. Now, you may remember the holidays last year fueled an already overwhelming surge in cases. Hundreds died as a result, and a repeat could come this year. That's why Dr. Goldis says masks are so important and will save lives.
There's no doubt the science is very clear about the efficacy of masks in preventing transmission. And I think for those who are just plain tired of it, keep in mind that you're not only protecting the people around you, but you're contributing to diminishing spread throughout the community. So masks remain very important and scientifically have been shown to actually minimize the risk of infection to others.
The statewide mask mandate is set to expire on January 15th, although models show cases spiking in Kern County in mid-January.
Hello, this is Tim Callahan with Clinica Sierra Vista, and we're excited to unveil the Community Health Center of the Future, our comprehensive care center. It's located right across the street from Memorial Hospital. We have every service under one roof, from family medicine, OBGYN care, dental services for adults and children, behavioral health, and much more. So find your way to better care at Clinica Sierra Vista this year at our Comprehensive Care Center. Visit our website, clinicasierravista.org, for the latest on this project. We'll see you soon.
From our follow-up file, the family of a brother and sister who were killed when a suspected DUI driver hit them on the sidewalk near the girls' school bus drop-off spot is inviting the public to join them for a candlelight vigil for the brother this Saturday. Last Wednesday, 19-year-old J.J. Malone and 10-year-old Kaylee Brown, as well as their family dog Roxy, were killed in that crash on Panama Lane in South Bakersfield. The informal service for J.J. Malone is scheduled for Saturday at 5 p.m. in front of Mechanics Bank Arena on Truxton Avenue in downtown Bakersfield. A separate memorial for both the brother and sister is scheduled for the 28th at 5 p.m. at the scene of the tragedy on Panama Lane, a block east of South 8th Street. Details of a more formal service are still pending. Meantime, donations are pouring in for the family of those killed. If you would like to donate, you can find more information on our website, kget.com. Bakersfield police will conduct a DUI and driver's license checkpoint Saturday night at an undisclosed location within the city. BPD says the checkpoint will be set up between 6 p.m. and 2 a.m. Officers will check for signs of alcohol or drug impairment and proper licensing. According to police, research shows well-publicized and proactive DUI patrols can reduce alcohol or drug-related crashes by up to 20%. The CHP Bakersfield office, meantime, announced it is planning to hold a similar checkpoint tomorrow night. California's first ever Deputy Superintendent of Equity has resigned after a report showed he had been collecting more than $160,000 of taxpayer money while living on the East Coast. Dr. Daniel Lee's resignation comes after Politico first reported that he is a Philadelphia resident who had been friends with State Superintendent Tony Thurmond for more than 2 decades. Lee, a psychologist and published author, was hired for the position when it was created in July of last year. It pays up to $180,000 in taxpayer-funded money. Politico reported Thurmond played a key role in Lee's hiring. The job was never posted, and Department of Education officials could not say if anyone else was interviewed for the position. Lee's resume did not show any previous experience in California or relationships with any school districts in the state.
It's good that he resigned because apparently this was against the law that he was hired in the first place. We also need an investigation into exactly how he got on the taxpayer dime in the first place.
The Department of Education says in the coming weeks it will begin the candidate search to fill Lee's position. The Greenfield Union School Board of Trustees yesterday took action to rename Plantation Elementary School. The board voted 5-0 in favor of the new name called Prosperity Elementary School. The mascot will be the eagle. The name of Plantation Elementary School has been an evolving topic of concern among the school community in recent years due to the name's reminder of social injustices. The district began discussions regarding renaming the school in late 2019. Meantime, we're saddened to report this afternoon the matriarch of Bakersfield's renowned Basque culinary scene has died. Mai Mattia, who immigrated from French Basque Country in 1947 and opened wool growers with her husband JB in 1954, died yesterday morning, according to the restaurant. She and JB honed their skills as cooks and servers at the Pyrenees Cafe and the Noriega Hotel before setting out on their own. The extended Mattia family spawned several local restaurants over the years, helping establish Bakersfield as a Basque cuisine hotspot, enjoyed by celebrities and field workers alike. Mai long ago passed along day-to-day operations of wool growers to her daughter Jenny and granddaughter Christiane. Mai Mattia was 92 years old.
The 17 News at Noon podcast is a production of KGET and Nexstar Media Group. For more on all of the headlines in today's show, head to kget.com.